Guys, it's Jacob back with another episode of Road Noise Games. So we are at Friday the 10th, June 10th, which means that E3 is actually going to be starting here in the next couple days. E3 is, I'm sure most people who are pretty big gamers know, it's like Christmas for gamers. All your new announcements for the year are made. Not all of them, but the majority of the announcements. So you got a lot of cool things start coming out or being announced to come out for later in the year. You get games, new game announcements. You get new hardware announcements. So there's a lot of really cool stuff. It's a very exciting time for most gamers. So the first thing that I really want to talk about is it looks like, based on a couple of sources that, actually not even so much any sources, but straight from Andrew House, that the PlayStation Neo is a real thing. It is actually going to come out. However, it's not going to be at E3. No pricing is going to be announced, no release date or anything like that. But it has been confirmed that it's real, that it will cost more than $350, and that it will be a product that launches alongside the current PlayStation 4. It's going to be products that kind of live together alongside each other, which is kind of neat. I am a little bit disappointed though that we're not going to see it at E3. I was really hoping that we would, see it, this E3, and get to actually see it hopefully this October when the PlayStation VR comes out. I'm not entirely sure if it will make it out for the PSVR launch. Andrew House did say that it will, both consoles will support PlayStation VR, so we'll see what ends up happening with that. I speculate that even though it's not going to be announced at E3, that it will probably still launch around the time that VR does. I feel like it might be beneficial for Sony to release it before VR, so people maybe have a couple months lead time. So even though we're only 4 months out, I feel like a release in two months would be good. So then you can get people, they can get their Neos, and they can have them prepared for when the Neo actually, when the VR actually comes out. The next thing, when it comes to PlayStation news, that I'm a little bit disappointed about is Horizon Zero Dawn was delayed until February of 2017. That's a few years in a row now that Sony's big fall title has kind of missed that mark. I feel like they're having a lot of trouble getting games out when they originally say they're going to. So that's kind of disappointing that that's not going to be out until later in the year, or later next year, I should say. I think it'll be a fun game though. I'm excited for it, but it is disappointing that we're not going to see it this year. There's speculation that Sony Ben's new game may come in and kind of go in and take that fall spot. It's speculated to be called Dead Don't Ride, which could be interesting. I don't think anyone knows anything about what that game would be other than the potential title, but I think that may take the fall spot if it's announced. If it's not announced, who knows what Sony Bend is doing. They've not released anything since Golden Abyss, Uncharted Golden Abyss back in 2012, so it's been a long time. So then Destiny's new expansion was just announced, which back in 2014 up until about mid-2015 I was a really big and a big Destiny player. I played a couple hundred hours of it, nowhere near some of my a friend of mine and some other people that I know, but played a couple hundred hours of it, and I was really into it, but I just kind of lost interest. But the Destiny's new expansion, which was titled Rise of Iron, was just announced. Supposed to be coming out later this year for a price point of around $30. It's supposed to also have the return of Galahorn, which is kind of neat. A weapon that I didn't get until it didn't matter anymore. I spent almost the entire time I was playing Destiny trying to obtain, and once I finally did, they nerfed it and it didn't matter anymore. But yeah, this is coming out. Interestingly enough, it's actually going to drop support for the PS4. I'm sorry, the PS3 and the Xbox 360. So Bungie is finally moving full current gen, leaving the last gen behind with any future releases. So Destiny on PS3 and Xbox 360 is content complete, and there will be nothing else coming out for that at all. So if you're a Destiny player on the PS3 or Xbox 360, you need to go ahead and move over. But it's pretty easy. You just sign in, you've got your character, so get you PS4 and Xbox One, and just go. It should be fairly easy. When it comes to games I've actually currently been playing, I'm still trying to play through Severed. I've got to the second boss, and it is difficult. That game is very intuitive in a lot of ways, but man, some of the difficulty spikes are just atrocious. And maybe I'm just not very good at the game. I don't know. I think I'm pretty decent at games. I'm not like, I'm a big gamer. I play a lot of things. I'm not like just amazing at everything, but I'm pretty good at most games. The thing that I really struggle with is competitive multiplayer shooters, generally. But especially when they're kill-based, I have a little bit more issues, but I'm usually pretty good at most games, so I really feel like for me to be having as much trouble as I'm having at certain points during Sever, it kind of makes me think that maybe there could have been a little bit better game design in the fact that instead of when you get to a certain point making it just way more difficult than anything else to get through, that there should be more of a natural progression, which most of the game is like that. But then you just get to certain points and it's just like, I'm getting killed 10, 15 times, and it's trying to tell me, it's giving me like tips on how to not die, which is, this is a little weird. But other than that, I think it's a pretty good game. I'm continuing playing it, trying to beat it, which would be cool. I also picked up Mirror's Edge Catalyst to play. I've probably played about 6 hours of that. I've enjoyed it quite a bit. The free running and parkour is still a lot of fun, just like it was back in the 2008 release. I feel like the hand-to-hand combat is a little weak and a little clunky, so I'm not amazed or enamored with that. But I think the story is kind of dumb. It doesn't really make a ton of sense. Probably being about halfway through it, but the open world is kind of neat. The free running is a lot of fun. I am enjoying it a lot, just traversing the world and doing the missions and everything. It's a lot of fun. Like I said, the story's forgettable, and the combat, when you get into hand-to-hand combat, is a little bit wonky. But other than that, I think it's actually pretty fun, and I look forward to actually playing through the rest of that and completing it. I've also been playing still more Overwatch. As I rank up higher and higher, I'm having more trouble staying competitive, especially because I don't have a dedicated team of like 6 people that I'm playing with. I've really got one friend who's playing it, and then every now and then a couple of his buddies will jump in and play. But I don't know. It's just. I feel like I'm having more trouble winning matches because the people who I'm getting matched with now are fairly proficient in playing, and I speculate playing with a more full team on their end. So it's making it more difficult for me to compete or to win. And I still have not really discovered a character that I think is just for me. I enjoy playing Reaper and Reinhardt and Symmetra. I enjoy playing those. Anyway, that's pretty much it for today. I'm going to jump back in here in the next couple days and hopefully let you guys, once E3 is actually started, let you guys know some more of the news, just in case you missed it. I'll see you guys here in a couple days. I'm out.